Hey guys, I know that in our Pixar lesson it talked about color, and y'all did a color lesson today. However, the color that you're dealing with when you're talking about your Pixar lessons is light color. So you're following a red, blue, green color scheme, and that's completely different than the color scheme that you're used to in our visual arts. So I wanted to just do a little review because I know there was a question in there that you have to be able to answer comparing and contrasting the two different color schemes. So if you're a middle school student and you've only done this once, or if you're an Art 1 student and you think, what did we do back in September, November, this is your little tutorial to help you. So if you'll remember, we have our primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. And those are our colors that we mix to make all other colors. Now, when you mix those colors in equal amounts, you get your secondary colors. So if I mix red and yellow, I'm going to get my orange, and I've already mixed my colors here. And there's my orange. I tried to mix this early so you didn't have to watch me paint all of this in. And it's going to be a little messy, but I just want to get that in for you. And if you'll notice on my color wheel, I have red at the top. It doesn't matter in what order I put my red, yellow, and blue, as long as I have my red, yellow, and blue on my color wheel in these spots, okay? So red and yellow makes orange. Now, if I were to take a little extra yellow and put in my orange, I'm going to get a yellow orange. And now this can be called a tertiary color or an intermediate color. Tertiary meaning 3, and you're mixing basically 3 colors or 3 times. And there's my yellow orange. And I'm going to be kind of messy here because I don't want you to have to watch me do this for forever. I'm kind of mixing as I go. All right, and then if I add a little more red to my orange, I'm going to get my red orange. And y'all have done this before, but if you can't remember, this is your little help me. You see it's just a little bit redder than what I have, but it's not completely red yet. A lot of times red orange gets confused for red, especially for using markers. Okay, so we have our primary colors, then we have our secondary colors go directly between our 2 primary colors. And then we have our intermediate or tertiary colors of yellow orange and yellow, and red orange. And we always list our primary colors first when we name those colors, so don't forget that. Okay, now we're going to go in and we mix our yellow and blue. We're going to get green. You should know that by now, but just in case you need a little refresher, I think everyone could use that. I'm doing it this way instead of a zoom because I feel like it's more beneficial for those who need this to watch it. And those that have this down, y'all are good to go. Okay. Then I'm going to put a little extra blue in my green and make my blue green. Blue green is one of my favorite colors. And remember too, when you're dealing with light, like you are in your Pixar unit, you are going to be taking out light to make a neutral color. So if we don't have light, remember we talked about without light, you're going to have black or you're going to have a neutral. Whereas with art, if you want a neutral, you're going to mix a primary color and the secondary color that's opposite it. So you'll mix like your red and your green would give you your neutral color or your brown. Add some little bit of white in there and you'll get your gray. All right, so now I'm gonna wash my brush out. And I want to make a yellow green. I'm just taking that same green that I had and I'm putting a little bit of yellow in it. And that should give me a good kind of lime color yellow green. My brush is a little dry. You want to keep your brush wet. Okay, but there you go for your color mixing. Okay. Now, last but not least, I'm going to mix my blue and my red. I've already done that here, and I get a violet. Now, when you mix a violet is actually a very dark color. Excuse me. A lot of color people think violet is going to be this light. I've gotten blue all over me. This light, pretty kind of purple. Purple is to violet what pink is to red. So purple would be a violet with a little bit of blue in it. Okay, and there's my very dark violet. And to me, the prettiest browns are made by mixing your violet and yellow. That's just my opinion. Okay, and there's our violet. And then I'm going to mix red into my violet and get my red violet. Looks very similar to what you would think of as a maroon if you're a Mississippi State fan. Normally you only want to get your paint on the very edge of your brush. I'm not really doing that here and I don't like it when I do. Okay, but I've been using it to mix. Okay. And then I'm going to do my last color, which would be my blue and violet, to give me a blue violet. And it almost looks like just a dark blue. Now, if you want to change the intensity of this, you mix the colors complement. Show you a little example of that on the top. So there's my blue violet. All right, not the neatest thing in the world, but that gives you your basic color wheel. Now, if I want to change the intensity, let's say I was going to change the intensity of blue here. All I would do I would take orange, put it in that blue. I tell y'all not to mix on the paper, but I'm mixing on the paper, and that's going to make it more of a darker blue or neutral blue. Same thing for the orange. If I put a little bit of blue in my orange, notice I get kind of a brown color. Okay, so it's a less intense orange. I'll do a little more if I wanted a little bit less dark, a little bit lighter, but I still wanted to change my intensity of my orange. I just don't put as much blue, and I get kind of a burnt orange. So you can change and make a lot of different colors just by using those three colors. Now, if I wanted to shade, I know there were some questions earlier in some of your work where you needed to shade, and I said don't shade using black. So in art, you don't shade using black, but you see if I were going to draw an orange and color it, and I wanted to include my shadows, I would mix a little blue in with that, and there are my, maybe the the side where you're getting a little bit of shadows, there's my really dark. Notice I didn't use black on that. To make my navy blue, I don't use black, I use orange. So use a complement. I hope this helps you a little bit, and I'm looking forward to a Zoom with y'all later, but I felt like we needed a little review for some of you who may not remember color theory. So it's good to see you. Hope to see you later in the week. Thank you.